Hi everybody, welcome to Weekend Wisdom. This is Jeri Cates, your Courage and Grace coach. So today I want to do something a little bit different. Today I want to give you the opportunity to identify your blocks, what's holding you back on your success. And most likely these are deep-rooted feelings and beliefs. So I want to do a little work in opening and unpacking that a little bit so that you have an idea, the path of healing it, right? Identifying and healing it. Naming something is very powerful. Being able to identify it and name it, and then knowing that it's a false belief. And then what's the truth? So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So, like I said, we're going to do something a little different than usual. I'm going to ask you to get grounded with me. I mean, do you ever just stop your day and take a moment and just breathe? I have an alarm on my phone, and it goes off 4 times a day, and it's very chimey sound, very pleasant sound, and it's my Be Here Now alarm. It reminds me to just let go of everything. Don't be future tripping, worried about the future. Don't be obsessing about the past. Just be here in the moment. And if it goes off and I notice maybe an hour ago, I take a little inventory. So maybe an hour ago I was worried about something in the future. So I go, oh yeah, okay, I'm here now. So it's really an opportunity to take an inventory of where you're at. So I'm going to ask you to put everything aside and close your eyes if you can, if you're able. And just take a deep breath. And as you inhale, feel that breath go all the way down to your heart. And exhale. And this time, feel that breath go all the way down past your heart to your hips, down your legs, down to the floor, and deep into the earth. And imagine, if you can, that your energy is hooking to the core of the earth. You're connected. And take another deep breath. And feel that energy going down to your heart, down to your hips, down your legs, connecting with the floor and deep into the earth. And another breath. And down to your heart, past your hips, down your legs, to and through the floor and deep into the earth. And just be there a moment. And I invite you throughout your day to take a couple of minutes and just get grounded, a real sense of being grounded to the earth. It will calm you. So think about something that bothers you, something that really eats at you, or you feel uneasy about, or maybe it's something you never seem to solve, something that holds you back. And just notice what that thing is, and notice where you feel it in your body. Notice where you feel it in your body. You might feel it in your solar plexus. That's where I tend to feel it, right there below my ribs. You might feel it in your heart, in your stomach, or some other place in your body. Just notice where you feel it in your body and just allow it. You're safe. And breathe into it. Take another breath. Now think about this feeling, this thing you're feeling, and ask yourself, how old is this feeling? How long have I had it? How old was I when I first felt it? And I want to invite you to be in a place of safety and in observation. This is not a time to revisit a traumatic time, but if there's something going on, step back and just be the observer, be the safe observer. But notice, how old are you when you first felt this feeling? Just really be present with it. And as the observer, look around and see what's going on in your life, what's going on around you, the caregivers that you have at the time, what kind of interaction is going on, what kind of feelings are you having. Just notice it. Just take it in very safely. You're the observer. And then with your eyes closed, just shake that off. And think about, now come back to present, and think about what's the best thing about being the age you are now. What's the absolute best thing about being right where you are right now? What you know in your life, the experiences you've had, your accomplishments. Feel the feeling you felt when you accomplished something, or somebody gave you a compliment or encouraged you. And then you can open your eyes. So I really wanted to give you the opportunity to go back and to see what was going on. I'm going to read some things, and this information is from my coaching training, Feminine Power, but I don't want you to think that, oh, it's just for women, because we all have stuff that we bring with us that blocks our flow. And it gets so ingrained in us that we don't even realize that it's happening, or what's really going on. We just have a feeling, and it stops us, and it keeps us from having the life we want. Okay, so see if you resonate with some of this. First, let me say hi to some people. Amy Lynn, Teresa, hey Pamela. Okay, welcome. So this is the identity matrix, and this was by my by Claire Zammit from Feminine Power. So see if any of this resonates with you. Okay, so you may show up in your life as chronically undersupported. This is for I'm alone. Rarely feel like you're with your people. You might feel unable to actualize the fullness of your gifts or your greatness in the world. You just can't quite get there. This is I'm alone. And others might see you as they find you unapproachable. They might have difficult time finding ways to support you. They may assume that you don't need anything from them because it looks like you have it all together. And then beliefs about others always leave. Others don't give me what I need from them. And then beliefs about life. Life is sad and lonely. You might avoid collectives or communities, preferring to go it alone. See how we can reinforce that belief. So if I believe I'm alone, or maybe I don't identify the words I'm alone, but I just have that feeling, and so I set up this persona that I know what I'm doing, and then nobody wants to, or everybody thinks I've got it all together, and I don't have the support. Do you see how that false belief can really create a situation that isn't what you want, and it holds you back? So you might isolate and separate yourself, even physically or emotionally, from people. You might not ask for support, even when you really need it, you desperately need it. And you might design your whole life around self-sufficiency. So I want to give skills and capacities to cultivate, because I don't want to leave this in a negative place. Again, a deep connection with yourself, checking in frequently to notice and name your feelings, needs, and desires. So it's like having permission to name what you need, right? And I understand this because the same ones, I'm going to go to worthiness. Let's see if I can find it. I'm unworthy. Let's see if any of this resonates with you. Experience inability to receive from others. So if I think I'm unworthy, I'm going to have a real challenging time receiving gifts, right? Or receiving a compliment or receiving support. Might experience feel compelled to meet the needs and desires of others, often at your own expense. So, and does that sound codependent? Where you're there for everyone else and you leave yourself behind, and then you don't feel fulfilled because you're always giving it all away and you're not rejuvenating yourself, right? I love how Lisa Nichols, author and motivational speaker, says, I want to feed others from my saucer, not from my cup. So she wants her cup overflowing. Let's see, you might have trouble receiving nurturing and care for, even when it's given with no strings attached. Be accomplishment driven and prone to workaholism. Experience chronic feelings of emptiness underneath the activities of your life. Feel guilty for having things that others don't. This is the I'm unworthy. Frequently find yourself playing the martyr. Okay? And then others, the effect on others, others often feel no matter what they do, it's never enough to make you happy. They may feel drained and depleted trying to take care of your needs when you won't take care of your own. Okay? Feel dependent upon you over your overly generous nature, ceasing to generate for themselves. Now that's definitely a codependent scenario. If we're taking care of someone else and we don't allow them to take care of themselves, how are they going to get out in the world and take care of them? We're really setting ourselves up to be the one that has to take care of them the rest of our life. So beliefs about others in the I'm not worthy. Others can fend for themselves and can't fend for themselves, and they need me to do it for them. You can see how that belief system might be present. And you may give more than you realistically have to give. You may rarely ask for what you need and desire, even when you know what it is. You have difficulty setting limits or saying no. It took me a long time to learn that no is a complete sentence, and I don't have to give an explanation why. No, that doesn't work for me. Sometimes, let me get back to you on that. Let me look at my schedule. I used to, when I was young, I sew, and I would make a garment, and I think I was like 18 or 19, and I was a people pleaser. And I'd have a new garment on, and somebody would say, oh, that's beautiful, and oh, I want you to make me something, and I would always say yes. And it took a lady, a friend of mine who was 9 years older, that pointed it out, and I never forgot that, because it was a while back. She said, you know, you don't have to say yes to everybody. You couldn't possibly do it for everyone. And what that does is it makes us feel stressed, because now we have all these commitments. So take a look at yourself and see how you show up in that way. If you show up in that way, are those the false beliefs that you may have set up for yourself? Skills and capacities to cultivate, because let's leave it in a positive place. The capacity to be deeply present of the suffering of others without rushing to rescue, to fix, or to give what you perceive as to be missing. So you have that capacity. Here's the other thing. If you're so busy taking care of everyone else, you're really good at a lot of things, right? That's resourceful. So there's the gift in that. You're resourceful. Here's the other one. If I'm so busy, or I have the capacity to give to others and take care of them, what would it be like if I turned that toward myself and was able to source it? In other words, I take care of myself, here's that cup overflowing again, and then able to take care of them out of that. It would be so much more powerful. So these are things to think about. And this is the identity matrix. There's a lot of them, you know, and like this one's I'm not wanted, have difficulty making much money as you need, as you should be making, frequently feel left out. You know, we in many ways create these things in our life. So I'm going to invite you, when you feel a feeling, notice, what is this feeling? Like, let's talk about the exercise we did in the beginning. Where in your body did you feel it? And what did you feel? What did you see? I had someone once who saw her father leaving. Her parents got divorced and her father was leaving. And what she got out of that was that I'm not worthy. I'm not lovable, because he never came back. So her relationships were that there was she tended to sabotage him because she didn't feel worthy of having a good relationship. So I'm asking you to take a look at the patterns in your life. You know, I know for myself it was people pleasing, taking care of everyone else, and the tendency to be the one holding the bag and then resenting it. So what are your patterns? And know that you don't have to live it. It's not the truth about you. So I offer a free breakthrough session. It's really powerful. We can take a look at some of these and start to peel away the onion, you know, peel away and unpack it so that you can start to have a life you want. And you can actually start to think about, what is it I want? Right? Because if I can ask myself, what do I want? Then I'm worthy of having what I want. I remember my husband that passed away. There was a lot going on, and I think I might have told this story, but it's such a beautiful story. He had asked me, Hunters, what do you need? And I was stressed about something with my son. And it took me a while to be able to ask for what I wanted, to be clear enough about what it is I wanted, and then to ask. And what I wanted was for him to just hold me and let me cry. And he did. And it was so powerful to be able to name what I wanted, what I needed, to ask for it, to allow myself to receive it. And it's one of the most beautiful memories I have from that relationship. So, what's in your way? What feelings? Do you have feelings, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough? We can turn those around. I do a process with affirmative statement. I help you identify what's in your way. You know, what words or what feelings do you have? And then formulate affirmations that resonate with you. And talk about how to purge some of those negative experiences and to raise the vibration with gratitude. So if I'm operating from a higher vibration, there is a law in the universe, law of attraction. What I'm putting out, I'm getting back tenfold. It's just like gravity. There are laws that you can't see, but we see them manifest. So that's what I'm about, is a law of attraction. What are you putting out there? You may not even realize it. So get my free ebook. At the end there's a breakthrough call link, and it's free. Let's explore. I have some programs coming up you might be interested in, but let's just do the preliminary work. Anyway, I'm Jeri Cates, your Courage and Grace coach. Hey, Lee, Ray, Leslie, Garrison, Christine, Pam, Teresa, Amy Lynn, Pam again. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next week.